G'day guys, Ron here from Osborne Digital Marketing. Today I'm going to show you how to do SEO for assisted living. Let's jump into it. Okay, so as you can see, I've got the checklist behind me. Now what this checklist is it's an assisted living SEO checklist. If you're serious about your SEO, if you want to actually achieve results, you're going to need this checklist. It's completely free. I have a link to it down below. It'll be in the comments, wherever it is. But we utilize something very, very similar for our SEO campaign. So when we work with assisted living facilities and we perform SEO on assisted living facilities, we utilize a very similar checklist to this. So, all right, let me just give you a quick overview of the checklist and then we'll jump straight into everything. So as you can see, it's just laid out here. You have a ton of links over here. So if you are, I'm going to pretend that you're either an SEO agency and you've just landed a client that's an assisted living client and you want to perform SEO, or perhaps you own an assisted living facility or you're a marketing director at an assisted living facility. What I'll show you today is enough information for you to go away, utilizing a couple of tools to implement an effective SEO strategy for an assisted living facility. Okay, so and how we go about it when we work with assisted living facilities. Well, we have one right now that we're still working with. So what I want to show you is on every page, you got the tabs down below and you've got this over here. This is a link to all of the tools that I utilize and chat about today. Okay, now anything that I bring up, I will also link it into the comments. So don't stress about that. Everything will be structured. Now, this is the checklist that we've got to go through overall. So it takes us through into the tabs. I will walk through each stage of the process and I'll ensure that after this, you know how to effectively create great SEO strategies for assisted living facilities. Let's do that. So in this scenario, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to grab a random company just located in Clearwater, good old Florida, where I'm located. I'm going to utilize just a random. Now we're going to utilize a low ranking website. We're going to look at the top performers and we're going to see what they're doing and we're going to formulate the strategy utilizing that information. So if we come over to this tab right here, you'll notice that I've got assisted living Clearwater. That's my target keyword. That's a main keyword that I'm focusing on. When you do this yourself, you can go away and have 50 keywords if you want, but for the sake of this not being a 15-hour long video, normally this process takes us 4 to 6 hours to complete. If we do it in depth in a competitive niche, we take 4 to 6 hours to do this review that I'm about to show you. So I'm going to try and keep it under an hour for you. So we're just going to hit the one for now. So what I've done is I've put that into Google. And these are the competitors that show up. These are the ones that are ranking well. So Grand Villa, Clearwater, Caring, that's going to be a directory. Clearwater Living, that's going to be our second competitor. Now, if you're in a difficult niche, what you want to do is you want to actually grab probably 5 competitors, but that's if you're doing things like a lawyer or dentist, things that are a little bit more challenging, plumber. But what we're going to do, we're going to scroll down. Let's go and have a look at these guys. Regency Oaks. Yeah, let's grab Regency Oaks Senior Living. This looks like this might be us. Let's grab this. This is maybe the individual that we will utilize today. So let me just have a look and make sure that they're a legitimate page, like everything's legitimate. Like I said, I'm not associated with these guys or associated with anyone. This is all completely random. I'm showing you what, if you're an assisted living facility and you owned one of them, or you're an SEO and you've just landed at an assisted living facility, this is how you would start your campaign, what you need to look for, how you would strategize and formulate the campaign strategy. So this looks pretty good. Doesn't look like a directory or anything like that. Let's just check the about, our team. It's always good to just double check and make sure that we all right, cool. Regency Oaks. Let's grab these guys. These guys look good. This is going to be our donor, the ones that we utilize. Okay, so with this, now with my spreadsheet, we start by looking here. So ID, current keyword performance, a quick review. So we're having a quick look. So if this was you, if this was your assisted living facility, you'd want to start by getting a picture of where you are in Google. So we're going to put the domain there, and I believe it was Regency Oaks. Okay, so that's who we're going to utilize today. All right, so we've done a quick review. We just want to basically figure out what's going on with this individual. Now, we want to grab the domain, and we want to come across to SEMrush and just throw in the information here. Okay, so SEMrush is a brilliant SEO tool. I have a link to it. You can check it out. It will be down below. It is a paid tool, but again, if you're serious about this, if you're actually trying to get an assisted living facility to rank, you're going to need a paid tool. There's no if, buts, or whens about it. So we want to have a quick look. Okay, so they have been growing in keywords. That's a positive sign. However, it's been stagnant. Yeah, it's been stagnant for 2 months. Okay, maybe they'll hit by the helpful update, or Google's just trying to figure out what they're going with. Traffic, not, it's a little bit up and down. This investing into PPC, so you can see that information here. It's good to ascertain what's going on. So we want to have a look. Authority score is 18. Backlinks, they've got a total of 518 backlinks, and they've got a total of 1,343 keywords. So I'm looking right down here in SEMrush. That's where that's displayed. Okay, so we've got 518 and 1343. All right, so 1343. Remember that number? That was my military association with my infantry 343. Backlinks 518. Back when I was in good old Australia. And citations, and let's put in our domain authority as well. So I believe that was 18, but it is SEMrush. But what is it with SEMrush? I can't remember. Authority score, that's it. So when it comes to this rating, guys, it's all of them are different. Whether you want to use SEMrush, Ahrefs. I'm not a fan of Ahrefs, but I think their domain rating score is a little bit better. But in this day and age, it can be easily spoofed. Like, I can give you a score of 50 with like 10 backlinks coming in. So it's not a legitimate thing that you really need to concern yourself about. It's just something that you want to be aware of. That's it. Okay. So we've done a quick little overview there. So we want to review where we're performing for the current keyword now. So we just want to get a little bit of insight. So we come back over to SEMrush, and we want to grab the keywords that we're looking for. Okay. So once this is loaded, you can export the file. So click the button right here. My head's in the way. CSV, all 1,343. So we want to export that. And we just want to copy and paste and put that information in here. Okay, so this assisted living keyword research tab. So you click on the keyword research. So you've clicked on that keyword research tab. Now let's just open up the CSV. And now I copy and input all of the data in here. So let's grab this. Let's move this over here, so I can just grab this information. Let's get rid of that. Search volume, keyword difficulty, beautiful. Now we just need to grab this information right here. Down, copy that, and then you can just input all of this data right here. So it's super simple. And the reason you want this is because now we want to ascertain whereabouts we're actually ranking for our target keyword. Okay, so our target keyword, you can come in here, you can put on your filters, you can do whatever you want with this stuff. So put on a filter. Now, our target keyword, so coming back over to the target, assisted living Clearwater, that's what we're trying to hit. So keyword research, these are all things that we're currently performing for now. So what I'm showing you right now is what the tool, which is SEMrush, believes that we're ranking for particular keywords. So Regency Oaks photos, that's a keyword that we're ranking for. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go Filter by condition, none. Text contains. It'd be awesome if this wasn't so low. Yeah. Wow. Come on, Google, work with me. Let's go. Text contains. Let's do this. So I've just pasted that in there. Click OK. All right. So assisted living Clearwater. We're in position 8. Now, assisted living Clearwater FL. 260 searches, that's pretty good. But what you're doing now is you'd be wanting to figure out, remember I'm using the one keyword, so this is not a 16-hour long video, but what you would do is exactly what I'm doing, just times by however many keywords you have for your assisted living SEO campaign. So okay, beautiful, I know where we are. I know that I'm in position 8, so this is our target keyword, remember, position 8 with 90 searches. All right, so we can come back over here. So we're in SERP position 8, and it has 90 searches a month. Now, we're not looking to build the strategy just yet. We're trying to figure out all of the information. With SEO, it's important that you see what's going on and you don't try to reinvent the wheel. You need to do what Google is rewarding. You need to mimic it and then outperform. So let's go back into our checklist. We've had a brief overview. We've seen what's going on. Let's tick it off. Now, the next stage is what we're going to do. We're going to actually go in and we're going to do a Google Business Profile review of the assisted living facility. Okay. So now in this Google Business Profile review, you just need to come to the tab over here, click on Audit. And now, again, this situation, I'm only going to utilize 2 competitors. So 2 competitors. Now, I'm doing a massive thing. I'm not just targeting local SEO where it's to rank only in the map pack. I'm actually giving you the strategies for an assisted living SEO on how to rank organically as well. I'm essentially killing 2 birds with 1 stone. That's what I'm showing you how to do. So that's why we're doing an audit of the Google Business Profile, because you want to be ranking for that anyway. We're utilizing a location keyword, so our business should be there. So what you could do is we start by coming across, so coming back over to the Google results. Now, for argument's sake, grab your top competitors that you want to look at, just have their tabs open. So this is us over here, and carrying this as a directory, but these guys right here are based there as well, it appears. So these are our top 2 competitors for organic listings. Let's go in and start to have a look in the maps. This is what we really want to see because we're obviously focusing on the Google Business Profile. Now, when it comes to, you're going to have, so this is just a little bit of a caveat. These guys that are performing well organically might not even have a Google Business Profile. So that's why you need to just slowly go through and start with the Google Business Profile, see what's going on there, and then see what's going on in the organic results. And then what you will find, generally, the individuals that are performing well organically will be they'll be somewhere in the map pack. So you don't necessarily want to replicate what's going on organically if they're not performing too well in the maps. You want to replicate what's going well in the maps. So when you're doing assisted living SEO, you don't want to grab the ad, you want to grab the top guy that's sitting here in position 1 organically. This guy is going to be our competitor. Now, let's see what the name, this is Clearwater, look at that. Yeah. So he's ranking number 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever it was, but he's number 1 in the map. Clearwater Living. This is Heritage House. So those ones are different. So one of them is doing well. He's up the top in the maps and in the organic results, but the other one, not so much. So that was my point. I'm absolutely positive if we kept scrolling down, this is Clearwater Living. I'm positive that they'd be somewhere. So that's where we are. Clearwater Living. Oaks of Clearwater, maybe. No, it wasn't that guy. Maybe they're not there at the moment. So that's my point. That's why we need to audit the Google Business Profile of assisted livings and check out other Got to check them out both. If you want results, if you want good leads, you need to be ranking organically in the map pack and organically on the SERP. Because if someone's further down south, further up north, well, it's most likely they're going to be shown the map, but they'll also be shown organic results. So you want the possibility of appearing twice, not once. Okay, so what we want to do, we've grabbed this guy, so Grand Villa. Okay, these guys are ranking #1. These are going to be what we do now is we grab their name. Now, again, if it was a more competitive niche, it is kind of competitive here, but if it was, we had a lot more profiles, you need to use at least 3. I'm only going to use 2 because I just want to show you, but it looks like Heritage House will be our #2. Come on, Google. So Heritage House. And I like grabbing these because if I zoom in or zoom out of the maps, I'm going to get different results. I want to be shown what the automatic results are of Google, because by doing that, I can start to figure it out. Now, you can obviously run a grid search, and I'll show you what a grid search is shortly. But what happens when you do the grid search, you can get more insight. And that's really what we utilize, but it costs money to do that. So I'm trying to show you the most cost-effective way of running an SEO campaign without having to spend big. Okay, so these are our competitors. Now, let's focus on Grand Villa of Clearwater, this assisted living facility. So come back over into the maps. We want to ascertain how many categories they've got going on. So they've got all of these categories over here, and they've got 3 in total. So that's what it is. So we need to go across, we put in the categories, and there's 3 of them. Okay, that's what we're doing. Let's see the average rating. And the reason we're doing this is because we want to make sure, you'll see these numbers, it goes from div to 3. That's because this is actually worked out to be averages. So if we have 2 photos, but the average is 15, we need more photos on our profile. That's where this assisted living SEO checklist is very, very powerful. You're going to be able to just easily research this information. Now, I have a very detailed video on how to do this. I will link it so you can check it out, but everything I show you today is essentially enough. So we come back over to the results. We want the average rating and the total reviews. So the review, there's 21 reviews in total. So let's come back up. We want to go back to Grand. So I just think, oh yeah, my bad guys, sorry. I actually grabbed the, let me just make sure I was on the other one. Let me just make sure. Okay, yeah, that's spot on, and 3. So they've got exactly the same then, interesting. So they've got 57 reviews and 4.7 rating. 57 reviews. So 0.7. And 57 reviews. Now, total posts, we'll come back to that because it's a little bit finicky and there has been a recent Google update. So it's just the tool that analyzes this is a little bit funny. So now let's grab the images. So Plepper is showing us 310 images. Okay, so 310. How many Q&As have they got? Let's check that out. Be the first to ask a question. Let's just double check there's nothing further down or further up. Okay, zilch. How many products do they have? Now, when it comes to products and services, Google is being funny. As Google's being Google, they're not allowing you to see products or services at this point in time, again, with your maps listing on a computer, which is extremely annoying, I know. So you actually have to send it to your phone. So I'll show you that. I'll show you what to do. So you can see this right here, send to your phone. Let me do that right now. I'm going to send it across to my phone. So what I'm going to do when this shows up. So I've got them up on my phone. Okay. So I've got their business up. Now I go into their business and you can see services, like it's, might not be able to, but right near my finger here, that's services. Now, I can see that they've only got 2 services on here, okay? And let's have a look to see if they've got any products, which it does not look like that they have. Nope, they don't. So what we need to do is we come over here, come back over to here. So 0 products, but services, how many do they have? They have 2. Beautiful. Now we need to go and look at the post and the post frequency. So what we do is we come back over and we need to utilize GMB everywhere. It's an extension up here. Again, I cover this a little bit in more detail, but that's what you need. So you click on the post audit. Now what this tool is going to do is it's going to go away and review their posts. Posts are incredibly powerful because Google looks at them and actually goes, okay, this assisted living facility is constantly posting. They're active, their profile's active. Very, very important. Google will reward you for activity. So that's something that we want to look at now. Now, like I said, there's been some issues with these tools just because of this recent update. So what I'm finding is I have to run it once and then I run it the second time and normally it's working. But this is SEO, guys. Like, this is tools. What you can do if you don't like this is a free tool. It's 5 free searches that you can do. We obviously pay for it because we need it. But when it comes to yourself, you can even go through manually and just have a look at the post. Google has started to devalue anything over 6 months though. So as of a couple of weeks ago. So it's only looked up to 30 posts and there could be more. But what we really want to see is the frequency. Okay, so on average, they're doing 1 post every 62 days. Sorry, looking at the wrong thing. Post frequency 0.76. So they're doing a post. They're sometimes doing 2 posts a day. Is that why they're ranking number 1? Let's check it out. So we can come back over here with the total posts. Unfortunately, the tool right now can only see 30. I know I apologize. It's just how it is right now. This is what happens. You know, Google does not like you going in there and improving your website. They don't like that. They want you to spend on Google Ads. So post frequency 1. So 1 every day, essentially. All right. So then we scroll all the way back over. Now let's look at Heritage House. So we do exactly the same thing for Heritage House. Let's grab these guys. So we wait for Plepper. Okay, beautiful. So they've got 3 as well. It's exactly the same thing. Okay, so we're trying to get an average. We're trying to see what's consistent, what's going on. Like, how often is this happening? How often is that happening? Average, so reviews is 21 and average rating is 4.2. 4.2 and 21. All right, so let's check out the total images. All right, total images. It's not showing them. Okay, let's just see. Do they have images? Yes, they do. So this, unfortunately, again, is another little bit of a hiccup we've been finding. It's not picking up all of the images. And again, I apologize for this, but like, Plep is a free tool. It's normally great, and you saw that it does work. But yeah, it's not working for, unfortunately, this thing. So it's picking up that one, but it's not picking up this one. No, unfortunately, it is not. Let me, yeah, it's not. Let's close it. Let's see if I'll reopen it. Let me just check. So this is something that you might encounter. No, it's not going to show up for us. Okay, tis what it is. All right, so we need to come in and just sort of have I'm going to have a quick look. I'm not going to waste your time, but I would look at the images and try and ascertain how many they actually have. So you want to scroll through. If there's a lot, which it looks like that there is. There should be hundreds. You want to have hundreds of images. If you're an assisted living facility, we encourage all of our clients whenever we work with them to have a lot. So I think that's about it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 50. So that's about halfway. Yeah, so let's just say probably around about 80. I'm just putting in this number just so you get the feel of what I'm doing. Okay, Q&As, they had 6 of them. So we can come back over here and I'll show you what exactly the Q&A is. Let's go back to Heritage. Let's click on this. So Q&As right here, questions and answers. 6 of them. So I've input that. Okay, right there. Now products and services. Now, fortunately, we can actually see that they've got a couple of products here. So let's view all of their products. We want to see how many they have. Looks like they're just, yeah, they're just displaying their rooms. Okay. So they have actually 2 products. Now let's go and have a look at their services. So again, I can't see the services. There's nothing, not allowing me to see anything, which is very frustrating. So I'll send it to my phone and I'll have a quick look. And this is what you can do. I'm trying to show you the most effective way that you can get around things by doing them for free. Because as you can see, this tool is essentially free. That tool's free. Plep is completely free. So it's really, really cool stuff. So I want to go in now and I want to see all of their services. So I just clicked on their services. You guys can't see it, unfortunately. Sorry for that, guys. But they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 services. Now, when you are doing this, you do want to go quite granular. Like on our checklist, it has what services they are. It's massive, our thing. I've tried to make a simplified version for you so it's not as complicated because it overwhelms a lot of people. There's a lot of work to SEO. There is genuinely a lot of work. So let's do a post audit of Heritage. So yeah, so when you're doing assisted living SEO, you want to make sure that you're saying that the services are quite similar to what's up the top. So if you're down the bottom, you need to make sure that your services are like what's up here. Same with the products. So that's what we're trying to figure out right now. So we're getting all of your competitors' data and then we're going to analyze your data. So yeah, so unfortunately it's only going up to 30, which is just painful. 30, and they post every, let's just say 12 days. Okay, so let's go back over here. So same thing, 30, but it's not really valid. And they post every 12 days. Okay, so once you've done that, what you would do is you would enter in 5 competitors. I would look if it's competitive, top 5. I'm only doing 2 because we can cut it down. But what we're doing now is we're going in and we're going to have a look for our guy. So Regency Oaks. So Regency Oaks Assisted Living. Let's go and find him. Let's see how we're stacking up. So let's look for Regency Oaks. There we are. Awesome. Okay. Regency Oaks. Let's go. So we've got 5 categories. Let's grab that. Categories. Sorry, 5 in here, and this goes here. Okay, so we've got 5. Should be centered. Grid search. Now, what you want to do when it comes to grid searches, this is a grid search. So, as an example, let me just grab our target keyword. This is called Local Falcon, this tool. I have a link to Local Falcon. It is in the checklist. It is up the top right here. Click on that. You've got Bright Local or Local Falcon. Both tools do the same thing. Local Falcon's a lot cheaper because you can put in 20 bucks run a test once, and then that's it. Bright Local you have to sign up for. So sometimes they offer free things, go across and you can run one thing free, and it's a brilliant way of getting an insight. So let me just show you this and that, and let's go Regency Oaks, I believe it was. Regency Oaks. Regency Oaks, Clearwater. Let's check that one. Regency Oaks Boulevard, Clearwater. That's us. So we're looking for the Google Business Profile. And now what we're doing is each one of these locations, so each one of these dots, is as if someone was standing there on their mobile device and typed in assisted living Clearwater. So there'll be a number displayed, and whatever that number depicts is what we would be ranking for in the position. So let me just make sure that this is maybe inappropriate. Let's do a little bit smaller grid, so it's just a little bit more valuable for you, because it's a little bit closer. Then I'm not going to go away and run a huge grid, because this is an assisted living SEO tutorial video. You get the picture, you understand what I'm doing. I've entered the business in here, I'm entering the keyword in here, and now I'm running a scan. So now we wait for the grid results. So let's come back over. Let's go back to our Google Business Profile audit. So we've done the category, and you can tick things off if you want. If not, entirely up to you guys. So average rating, total reviews. Let's have a look. So we've got average rating is 3.8 and 48 reviews. Okay. So let's go down to our images. How many images do we have? We have 41. How many Q&As do we have? 6. Now, products and services, let's check out. We're being displayed products, which is pretty cool. I always double check just in case, because some things are shown, some other things aren't. So let's check it out. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 products being displayed. Now, what about services? I'll send it to my phone. I'll double check. Let's check this out. Send this assisted living facility to my phone. I'm having a look at the services. Okay, these guys are obviously SEOing, but yeah, the reason I can tell that, there's a lot of content written in here, but Regency Oaks, it's obviously not working out too well. Hit me up if you'd like a hand. More than happy to help you out. So yeah, they've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. Okay, so we scroll back, go over to here, we have 6 services. Now we start to figure out where we're falling short. Okay, categories. We have 5, they have 3. We need to look into that. We need to figure out is less more. Average rating 3.8, average is 4.5. We're well below. We need more 5-star reviews. So more 5-star reviews. And you can put in whatever comments you want to write in here. Total reviews, we have 48. What's the average? 38. Okay, it's not too bad. And obviously these numbers are a little bit skewed, because this guy might be the only one with 20. Everyone else might have 50. I understand. I'm just trying to get through this as quick as possible so you can understand how to do assisted living SEO. All right. So next thing is scroll across and go total posts 30. Oh, sorry, my bad. We didn't do the post. Let's double check on that. Let's complete that. I'm on fire today, guys. I've done too many of these. But yeah, so then we check the posts, see how many posts there actually are, and see how frequent we're posting. And you do have to stay on these pages. Okay, nothing again. I have to run it again. So now the tool is just doing its work and we're just waiting for that to finish and spit out the results. Okay, so we've only got 12 posts and we're posting basically every 11th day. That's not good. Okay, so we've got 12 posts in total and we're posting every 11 days. Okay, so let's have a look at that. Total posts, average is at least 30. This is how far the tool goes and it's being maxed out. So there's more. We need more posts. So, more posts required. Post frequency is 11. So on average, every 11 days we're posting. What's the post frequency? It needs to be 6.5. Okay. So I'm seeing it from this average right here, guys. So I'm putting in everyone else and they're saying 6.5. It needs to be 6.5. It should always be more, but this is, you get the average, because when you start an SEO campaign, it's a bit of a shock to the system. Google's trying to figure out what's going on. So stick with the averages to begin with, then you start being more aggressive. Otherwise, if you just start smashing it, Google will be like, oh, look, you're not getting any results, and they'll just keep you there. So it's better, hit the averages, see what happens, let Google start to reward you, and then you just start hitting it harder. Don't go out, don't be like a bull in a china shop and just try and make it all happen overnight. Total images. Okay, well below how many images our competitor has, or our competitors on average have. So we drastically need to 4x our pictures. We need more pictures. Q&A, how many Q&A? What's the average there? What's that going on? 3. Okay, we're above average. Beautiful, we're okay. We don't need to touch that. So that's how you do a assisted living facility Google Business Profile audit. That is exactly what you do. Now you know what your Google Business Profile needs for you to run away and actually effectively manage that so you can improve the rankings there. Now, my bit of advice would be, when you do start out your campaign, I like working on the Google Business Profile first. Yes, there is a direct correlation with your website and with your Google Business Profile. But the thing is, if I can move this up for my clients, I like that, because then they're more likely going to receive phone calls. The higher up, if you're in position 4 or 5, you're going to get a couple of calls. So if I can get them from position 10 or 9 up to 4 or 5, I like doing that more so than just getting started on the website. But again, it all depends. So what we have now, let's jump over to the SEO strategy tab, and let's just, as a reminder, so Google Business Profile, like GPP, work. So obviously you just come into the tab, but this is for month 1. So in month 1, as an example, if I'm doing assisted living SEO, I know, okay, well, in my first month, I need to at least hit the averages. I need to try it now with reviews and that sort of stuff, like trying to get more 5-star reviews. That doesn't happen overnight. It takes a lot of time to make that happen. But what you can do is start to put together a more effective campaign. Okay, so let's move on to the next step. And the next step, where did you go? Which is identifying the top competitors. Okay, that's what we want to do right now, is we want to identify the assisted living facilities top competitors. All right, so what we're doing now is identifying the competitors. So as you can see, it's pretty much in order, our tabs. So as you move along, you can come back over to the main page here and you can start ticking off. So we've done that, we've checked that out. Let's look at competitors, top 3 in your area. Top 3 or 5, just depends. So now what we want to do is, we already know that these guys right here, that Grand Villa, they're definitely a competitor that we want to look at. So we want to grab them, go competitor, and you can place their name right there. Let's get rid of this so it doesn't slow anything down. So Grand Villa, let's grab their domain and you can place that in here. Now, when we're looking for total keywords, total pages, total backlinks, total citations, I will show you all of this. So what we can do is you can go back. Let's go back to the Google results. Now, when you are doing this, let's just bring this note. Come on, Google. Clearwater. Sorry guys, my spelling in that might be atrocious because I've got a massive microphone in front of me, so I can't actually see the keyboard. Grand Clearwater. Here we go. So this is, you can obviously see heritage here, but ultimately you want to grab the listings from organic as well as the maps. So let's just have a look. Heritage is second in the maps, but let's just see if they're around and we can maybe grab them. I'm not seeing them anywhere. No, we're above wherever they are. Okay, so what we can do now is we've ascertained that Granvilla, they're ranking in the maps and they're ranking organically, okay? So they're definitely a competitor. Now looking for our second competitor, Heritage, we can't find them organically here, so okay. So the next best thing is to grab the Clearwater. We don't want to grab Caring. Caring is actually a directory for assisted living facilities. So you just want to grab this guy right here, which we have done. So Clearwater Living. So let's grab their domain. And you can put them in here. So you just lock it in. I like locking everything in because, like, to be honest, guys, things change all the time. Let's just make sure that's their business name because that will be vitally important later. What's going on here? Their website just stopped working. What on earth? This is an interesting thing that's going on here. I think their website might not be optimized appropriately. Yeah. Okay, this is a big thing, guys. Like, look at their website. This really needs to be fixed. That's really bad. That needs to be fixed. That's not good. So this is their business name. You want to grab their business name because it'll become important later. So let's have a look. Let's go back to Grand. Where are you? Now this extension here is the SEO Quakebar extension. It's a thing from SEMrush. It's completely free. So we can see that there's 30 pages. Wow, that's crazy. Okay, so there's 30 pages indexed. So what we want to do is we want to go and have a look at how well they're doing in the SERP. So they've got 30 pages. So just come over here, we're on 30 pages. Because you want to know averages. You want to see what's being rewarded. You want to see how your competitors are doing. There's 346 here. So for these guys, for Clearwater, there's 356 or 36. Sorry, I can't. 46. There we go. Oh my goodness. Okay, so that's what's going on there. That you can see there's a massive discrepancy there. But we would be looking at our own website to ascertain how many pages we actually have. So how many do we have? We have 55. But the good thing is, immediately, these guys are killing it everywhere. Like Granvilla, they're doing really well. So I know I can rank a 30-page website, my 55-page, because Regency Oaks, I'm pretending to be Regency Oaks. My web page is 55. If these guys are doing it with 30, no worries, I can do it. I don't need to build out a huge site. It's concerning if it's the other way around. So let's say the 346 website, and then you've got the smaller ones. That's when you're like, we need more content. But seeing this immediately tells me if we do an effective and appropriate campaign, we can get good results. Knocking out this guy will be harder, but it's possible. So let's go have a look. Let's have a look. Let's see how many backlinks they've got. They've got a total of 186 backlinks. Yeah. So total 186 backlinks. That is not many at all. Wow. And they've got 629 keyword. That is crazy. That is great results for these guys. So I just click on domain overview because I like double checking. Sometimes I always double check. I'm a measure twice, cut once guy. 186 and backlinks and 545 keywords. 186 and 545. That's really great results for these guys. Like, that's really, really good. So now I'm looking at Clearwater. I'm checking out Clearwater Assisted Living Facility. I'm seeing what they've got going on. Like I said, you can look at their authority score. You want to see, okay, they're investing in PPC. They've got a lot more keywords. Their authority score is a lot higher. It's like, so 10,000 backlinks. 10,000 backlinks. And 2957. 2957, I think it was. And 10K. Okay. So you look at that and go, all right, drastically different. Okay. So Clearwater's probably ranking for a lot more. So more organic keywords means more opportunity. So as an example, this is a keyword. Now, variations of this could be something like assisted living, Clearwater, Florida. Regency Oaks, assisted living, Clearwater, Florida. They're all keywords. They're variations of keywords. The more of them, the more traffic you should have and the more backlinks that you can attract as well. So let's remove this for now. All right. So let's go back to the competitors. So we've put all of this together. Total citations, we'll do that later. I'll show you that. We'll talk about that later, but you're getting a bit of a picture here. You want to see, it's like, okay, so that's what our competitor has. What do we have? So let's go back. So on average, that's 554, at least 30 pages, 186. So keywords, we're doing really well with the keywords. Backlinks, not too bad. Not too bad. Like, we're obviously, it's not 10,000, but yeah, authority score is pretty weak compared to our other competitors, but it's not too bad. So that's essentially how you do assisted living SEO competitive research. That is what I would start look at doing. Now, the next thing that you need to do is a keyword gap analysis. So let's do that now. So a keyword gap analysis is essentially looking at what your competitors are ranking for, like we've done with ourselves, but we're seeing what they're ranking for. And then we're identifying, hey, that's a keyword that they're ranking for and we're not. So we're identifying that gap. All right. So let's do that right now. Now, the way we do this is we come back over into SEMrush, get rid of that tab. Click on this. Sorry guys, I forgot, but let's have a look at the grid results. So this is the grid results. So in this location right here, this is where we're ranking for assisted living facility Clearwater. I apologize about forgetting this, but then if I click on the dot that's further up to the left, you can start to see where we are. We're in position 5, and these guys, like Grand, is just doing exceptionally well. So that's how you can figure out who's ranking where. Down here in Clearwater or closer to the CBD, we're in position 6. Okay, so all of that is vitally important. Now you can have more grids, you can have it being bigger. Like I said, I just wasn't going to do it because it's expensive. So just so you guys can see it all and figure it all out, that's what you would want. Someone's chilling out there on the bridge, they can yeah, see what's going on. So that's the grid. All right, so let's check out that. Top competitors, still doing this. Now we come over here, so we go back to our keyword research. We come over here, and over here you see the tab keyword gap. Click on that. Now, while we're waiting for that to load, let's grab a domain. Let's come back over, because I want to be able to close as many tabs as I can, guys. I find when our OBS is running, it just slows things down a little bit. All right, so we're going to put in M, and we're going to put in Clearwater. Now, again, you can put in as many people as you want. As you can see, you can put up to 4 competitors actually. So then that way you can have a look and see what's going on. Now, depending upon if they're utilizing location pages, you can do a keyword gap utilizing the location page, because then it's a little bit more specific to that area. But I've utilized the root just because it's going to simplify it all. So as you can see, let's do shared. Yep, it's on shared. So let's do Clearwater Nursing Home. Now, I know you might not be a nursing home. I get this all the time when I work with assisted living. We don't want to be classified as nursing home, but I'm just going to show you that it's picking up that these guys have mentioned it somewhere. Now, when a shared keyword, so like here's our keyword right here, assisted living Clearwater FL. So very close. We're in position 8, as you can see. I believe this was, yep, Grand. So Grand's in position 2 and Clearwater, it is in position 16. So shared's really good. You can start to figure out where your competitors are. Now you're looking at everything. You're not just looking at that one target keyword. That's why the gap analysis is really important, because you now click on missing. What am I missing? So, or what's untapped? So all of these other ones that they're doing really well for, obviously you don't want Grand Villa of Clearwater, but other types of things that they're looking at and they're ranking for, weak, strong, untapped, but we want to look at all. So let's look at that. So all of this, like there's 4,600 keywords, okay? That is a lot. So we want to have a look at that. Untapped is where I'd probably focus, because it's just, the volume is absolutely massive. Like you have a lot. Now, where a keyword gap becomes extremely helpful for an assisted living SEO campaign is it gives you ideas. It identifies those shortfalls. So you can strengthen up your content. You can add in those missing keywords that could bring potential traffic. That's why this stuff's so powerful, and you need to do it. And it's very important that if you're serious about doing assisted living SEO, you need to do this. So let's go back to all. I'll just export the whole list. Why not? Export CSV. Let's just do first 1,000. Why not? I just don't like, I don't want to run out on the credits for SEMrush, and then on when we come back in after the Labor Day weekend, what's happened to the ability to export all the data for our clients? Sorry guys, I was making YouTube videos. Yeah, I don't want that to happen. So I'll just export 1,000, but it's enough. It's because I'm just showing you what you would do. Let's say you contacted me and you said, Ron, I want to have a full in-depth audit of how we could do better. So if someone books a consultation session with me and they ask that question, it's like, I'm not really ready for services. I just want to figure out what's going on, what we'd need to do. That's how I start out with most of my clients. They book a consultation with me. I have a chat with them. I present them essentially this data, obviously paid. I don't do anything for free anymore. I do small things for free, but unfortunately it's, you pay for what you get. So yeah, this is what I do. This is how we approach it. So all we need to do now is go back over to our checklist, go to the keyword gap, click on keyword gap, and let's open up that profile. Where did it go? Okay, here we go. So let's grab this. Okay, so you can just come over here and you can place it right here and paste. And I don't want to do it too big too, because one time I was doing a video live stream and it fell apart. I know I tried posting something and just collapsed everything. So 1,000 words, like 1,000, it's not just 1,000 keywords, bugger. See, it's gone unresponsive. Come on, please. So just gonna have to wait a moment. Yeah, thank goodness. Okay. Whew. We can keep doing our assisted living SEO. So you can put your filters on. Okay, and you can start to see, all right, this is where we're ranking, this is where we're not ranking. It's really, really awesome. Obviously, fitness trackers, like, that's not relevant maybe for you. It might be relevant though. So you can go through and start to actually ascertain what keywords are important, and that's how you just start really tearing everything apart. Okay, so that's that done. All of this data spans across here. You have all of this additional information over here, the cost per click, the keyword difficulty, the competition, and the results. How many pages out there on the World Wide Web have this content on there? Okay, so that's a keyword gap analysis for an assisted living facility. What we will do now is a backlink gap analysis for an assisted living facility. Let's jump into it. So like a keyword gap analysis, what a backlink gap analysis is essentially that. We're looking for backlinks that we don't have that our competitors have. So we're going to jump right into that right now. So let's do that. All right, so all you need to do, we can go back. We can obviously tick off some things if you want, but we're still doing the backlink gap analysis. So we're having a look here. We're almost finished with it. So click that, backlink gap. Okay, so what we need to do, you come over to this tab, but then you go over to SEMrush. So in SEMrush, you can see backlink gap. Click on that. Now, you should have the domains that you analyzed during your keyword gap. They should be stuck there. They shouldn't have moved. But as you can see up the top, thankfully for us, they have stayed. But if you're missing or want to add anyone else, you can add them. Now, what I really, really want you to focus on is this matches. This is vitally important, because what this means is that our competitors or even us may have this backlink where we don't. So let me just show you. So G5 Marketing Cloud, okay? We do not have this backlink, but both of our competitors do, okay? Now, as of this point in time, Google really stresses the link graph. So being a part of something that relates to something. So getting links from this location here, so from this website, is going to relate you to the keywords that we're going after, assisted living facilities. So we want to go out there and get everything. Wherever there's twos, we've got to go and get them. Now, does it mean that you get spammy, crappy links? No, but you might need to send them to some buffers or something that's not directly to your page. But as you can see, this is what our competitors have. We need them. So once you see that, you can export that data, but it's very, very, very easy to follow. If you scroll down a bit further, you'll start to see that there's only one. So these guys over here have it, but the other one doesn't have it. So Granville, they don't have it. They have it. So do you need to specifically go after this link right here? No. Could you? Yes. Yes, you could. But you need to ensure that you're doing appropriate backlink analysis and backlink building when you're going about this, okay? So you want to figure it out. You don't just want to look and go, oh, they've got it, so I'll go and get one. No. I would be focusing more so, because Grand has so few backlinks, they're ranking #1. They're doing exceptionally well. I would be more so focusing my efforts on whatever these guys have. So I'd be trying to check out like this one here, this app advice. That looks a bit interesting, but yeah, it's obviously working for them. So that's what you want to think about when you're doing a backlink gap analysis, okay? So you export the data. CSV, same as we did with the keyword gap analysis, very straightforward. And you want to compile all of this data, because again, it's just about analyzing what does our competitor have going on, What do we need to do? How much work do we need to put in? There's no point in, if you're an SEO agency, you need to be able to say to the client, it's going to cost you this much. I believe it's going to cost you this much. You can't be 100% spot on because that's not how the world of SEO works. But they're going to want to know if it's going to cost $1,000 to move the needle or it's going to cost $5,000 to move the needle. By doing this, you're going to be able to figure that out. Now, if you own the assisted living and facility and you're trying to do this yourself, you will be able to figure out how much work you need. Maybe you can't do this by yourself. Like you can hire SEMrush for 1 month, pay for it, do all this research yourself now, figure out what you need, and you can do it yourself. If you're an experienced marketing director, I've had people I help out all the time. I quite often do a similar thing where I have the consultation, this is what you need to do, and they go away and do 80% of the work. The links, the press releases, the citations, that sort of stuff, they come to me, and normally we do those services. But creating the content and all the other stuff, that's up to them. So you can do it the exact same way. Don't just think because you're not an SEO guy, you can't do it. No, after this video, anyone can do it. I promise you that. So that's done now. So let's open that up. Check that out. Okay, let's grab this information. And let's copy this. It's going to be a little bit crazy too, because that other one had the 10,000. So she was a little bit bonkers there. But as you can see, here we go. Here's the domains, and the matches is all the way over here. We'll just make that. So you can see matches over here, okay? So you need to focus wherever there's twos, you need to strongly go after, okay? You need to really focus your effort on whatever these backlinks are. You need to look into it. Does it mean that you really should have them? No, you need to be cautious. You need to make sure that you're not just going after spammy links, because today they might be okay, tomorrow they might not be. So it's better off if the link looks spammy, have it going to a tiered profile. If it's going, or a buffer page, do it that way, okay? If you don't know what that is, yeah, essentially you've got a link going to your website, right? So you've got a link website. Now that link's come from somewhere else. You can send those spammier links to here, okay? Because that's not directly impacting your site. That's something that you can do. All right, so that's the backlink gap analysis for assisted living SEO. The next thing we need to do is review everything on Google. All right, so we're going to review everything on Google again, but we would do this with the keywords in mind. So as an example, we utilized assisted living Clearwater, okay? Assisted living Clearwater. Now, the reason for this is because where are we actually appearing? So Regency, let's have a look. Regency, yeah. So Google's saying that we're in basically position 11. Let me just double check that my counter is spot on. Yeah, it does look 3. Okay, now it's counting all of these. So that's position 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now let's check what our target keyword was. Yeah, pretty much. What you'll find is if you're utilizing SEMrush, check it in Google. Always check what's showing up in Google. So let's just say we've done the keyword gap, we've done the backlink gap, we've done our keyword research, we've seen what we're ranking for. Now we're thinking about, okay, we might want to look at something else too. This is where you can utilize Google and start to see where you're ranking for. And again, that can be a more free option. So you can get away with a lot of this stuff. Like, yes, you can't do the keyword gap or the backlink gap analysis. Unfortunately, you do need that, like those are paid things. But if you want to see where your competitors are, you can literally go away and just keep typing things into Google and keep looking, but they're ranking here for this. And that's how you can start to figure things out. So that's something that's a cheeky little way that you can get ahead just by utilizing Google. Okay. So now the next step, we want to go back and tick everything off. So we've reviewed it on Google. That's just a quick example. We've done SEMrush. Now the next thing is the core web vital. Now I just need to forewarn you that this could crash everything. So what this is the core web vital test. Essentially tests how responsive and user friendly your website is, and it'll give you a score. Now that score will be a pass or a fail. It should be closer to 100. It's out of 1 to 100. But I will tell you this, if your competitors are doing well on the core web vital test, you have to go and update your website. There's no if, buts, or whens. You need to improve the functionality of your website. But if they're performing quite poorly, don't run away and do the core web vital stuff immediately. As an example, we'll charge around about, depends on how big the site is, but if it's a average size site, you're looking around about at least $450 for a core web vital update. Now you might not need it. You might just need it, some more keywords and backlinks, and then you'll be the same as your competitors. However, all things the same, your competitors performing poorly, but you have all the links, you have all of this. Well, you optimizing for the core web vital, that can achieve you easy results. And we've done that before. Had numerous clients, we've gone away and said, you need to work on this. We've done it and we've done nothing else, and we've seen drastic results. So it does work. So let me show you that right now. Okay, so what we do now is we'll click on this right here. Okay, we want to go across and have a look at that. Be warned, it will cause things to crash. It will cause things to it can crash your browser. So I'm fingers crossing that that doesn't do this to me. And I always laugh, like Google's performance tool doesn't accurately test performance. It doesn't perform. So unfortunately, that's just how it is with Google. So we're going to analyze this information right now. It's performing it. I'm just going to leave the stuff because I don't want anything to fall apart and crash. But you would do this to your competitors as well. Everything I'm doing here, you need to do to your competitors. So when the next stage is looking at the schema, you'll need to go across and look at your competitors. You need to ascertain how well optimized your competitors' websites are. Everything that I do right now, you need to do to your competitors, okay? The only reason that I'm not is because we'll be here. We've already been here for an hour and 15 minutes. Okay, so we're performing abysmally on the mobile device. That's absolutely terrible. That's really, really bad, 26, okay? Seeing that, I look at that and go, yep, if I get a result like that, we'd need to improve it. Desktop, guys, to be completely honest, if you're not green on the desktop, that's concerning. You can be like 85s and 80s sometimes because that's just how it is. There we go, it's gone unresponsive. But yes, ultimately, let's just wait and hope it doesn't crash. But ultimately, if you're 70 on a desktop, that's not good. That's bad. So just moving across to better hosting could actually improve that for you, unless you're on a Wix site. And yeah, no good. Okay, so we'll just have to wait for this to let me try and close the page. So it was 70. Yeah, it's not good. So I just close the page. So you can put that stuff, you can put the information in here if you would like. So failed in this performance tab, review on Google is like, okay, you can put whatever you want in here. This is made for you. You can be like needs work, however you guys want to put it. You can put it if you want out of 1 to 100, so you can start to easily be like, okay, well, this is less important than that. This is more important. This needs work. Like the first thing I'm going to is a Google business profile anyway. So, but in month 1, like I'm going to go across right now and my SEO strategy, I want to write, I'm like core web vital, improvement. Okay. Month 1, we need to get that better. That has to be fixed. I'm telling you right now, even if we were to look at the competitors, I don't think that'd be as bad. So that's what we would need to do for this assisted living facilities website. All right, so the next step is actually schema validation. So what we're going to do is we're going to ascertain what schema is on the page and if it's useful and if we need to add anything. If you don't know what schema is, essentially it's language for search engines. So if you think about Google, it looks at a page and it doesn't understand what it's looking at. It can't read. It has to utilize algorithms to understand, which is essentially math, to understand what's going on. Now, if you utilize Schema, that tells Google, it's like, oi, Google, this is what this means. You don't need to go and do all this crazy stuff. So it just helps the page. It does increase rankings, but not as much as you would think it would. So it's not as important. So the Schema Validator link, if you come over here, it's completely free. You can click on this, open up the tab. Now we want to grab our website. So we're grabbing our website, but you would also do your competitors. Same thing like I've been saying. You would grab your competitors, you would analyze what schema they have, see what's going on, and then you record it. All you need to do is paste that information in here, wait for the results to be spat back. You should always have, if you're a local business schema, no matter what. These guys on their homepage. Okay, yeah, that needs work. So they've got web page, which is okay, but FAQ on their homepage, very bizarre. Very, very bizarre to see that. I don't think I've ever seen that. So they are missing like what's actually going on, what they're like. It talks about their website, what the page is about. It's got the breadcrumbs on there, but yeah, no, it doesn't have it. They do not have description. Yeah. They don't have their address or anything. Yeah, so it's not, they're missing local business schema. So they need to put that in there, or organization schema. But you would see what your competitors have and mirror what they've got going on. Okay, so that's the schema taken care of. When it comes to that, we know that our SEO strategy first month, we need to install this appropriate schema. Because to me, that's not right. It's actually wrong, and it's a cheeky win. It's a very easy win. Google came out, I think, like a month ago now, saying that they're only going to look at the first 15 megabytes of a page. So you need to make it easy for Google to understand what's going on quickly. That's why this is so important. A lot of SEOs, they don't care about schema, but I do, because I've seen it help me in really difficult circumstances. So I like it. I think it is a valuable asset. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is review citations. Now, essentially what a citation is think about Yelp or Apple Maps or Manta. Those types of things have your business listed, and then they have your name, address, and phone number. So your NAP, that's referred to. That's a citation. That's a business citation. That builds trust. It makes your business look legitimate. We want to ascertain what our competitors have and what we have. The best way of doing this, and I will show you the free method, you can utilize obviously that data that we pulled down from the backlink gap. You can utilize that. You can actually look into anchor text and everything like that. It's very, very cool stuff you can do with your tools, but I will show you the free way just in case you want to have a look at it that way. And if you can't do this, you can't look at the backlinks, you can still look at the citations. So it can be quite powerful, and you can even get backlinks by doing that as well. So it's a bit of a free way of doing this, just in case. Now, when it comes to actually figuring out what the exact citations are, I would utilize something like Bright Local. It is a paid for tool. It's what we use, and it gives you an accurate, you can audit your competitors in there. But again, you've got to pay at least $50 a month, I think. So it's not really worth it. So let's go back. Let's go back over here. So now, see this thing here? This is called a search operator. You can utilize this search operator. So copy this. Now we can go over to the new tab. We paste that in here. Now, this is where this stuff comes important. Now let's go to our page. So we grab our domain, go like this, paste it there. And then we grab the actual business name. We want to make sure that we're grabbing the legitimate business name. So Regency Oaks. Yeah, it looks like it is just Regency Oaks. Regency Oaks. Regency Oaks. So what I'm doing now is this, I'm putting this all into this search operator. So where it says company name, I'm getting rid of that and I'm putting in the name, Regency Oaks. Now let's put a space in there. So what this is doing is it's excluding our website, but still looking for this name. So in that example, like I just gave you with Yelp, it's going to look for those types of things. So as you can see, Facebook, there it is. So, wow, that's a lot. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of results. Regency Oaks Apartments. So this is where it can be a little bit troublesome to do it the free way. As you can see, it's like 136,000 results. Frustrating, very frustrating, because now you need to go away and actually do it manually and figure out what's yours and what's not yours. So that's where this can be quite painful, doing it with this method. Okay, so there's a Regency Oaks Apartments, Regency Oaks Clearwater Assisted Living, Clearwater. So that's why you want to figure out what's yours and what's not yours. I would utilize, if I was you, I would utilize Bright Local. Again, if you're serious, go after it. Utilize Bright Local, click on that. This will take you across to it. You can enter your competitors and input the data in there. But it takes a long time to search. Like it takes about 20 to, it can take time. So hopefully we have this video done in another 20 minutes. But follow the bouncing ball if you want to do it that way. So with this, we're just going to have to put an unknown, unfortunately, guys. But that's what you would do. It's a rare occasion that someone else obviously has your business name. But then when you want to come back to your competitors, and we want to do the exact same thing for our competitors. So let's grab that. Let's go back. So we're getting rid of that. We're putting this here. Competitor name, bang, bang. Paste. Now let's see what they have. 53. So as you can see, it's 53 results. Okay, this is where you can go through and start to ascertain how many actual things are legitimate. Let's check them all out. You can start to see where they're getting some backlinks from. It's not just citations that you're looking at. Like these do display backlinks, but this is the cheaper way of doing it. Okay, I don't want to show you Bright Local. I'm not going to show you Bright Local because it just takes too long. But yeah, that's basically how it works. So now we can look at that and we can go, okay, it's approximately 53 citations in total that these guys have. And you do exactly the same for Clearwater right here. You would just go along, have a look at that and input that data. Okay, so citations. I would go back in over here and go, we need citations. All right, so let's move on. Let's go back to the home page. Check this out. Okay. Now the next thing is to actually install Google Analytics. Okay, so let me just go down here, put a quick note for my chaptering. So if you don't have Google Analytics or anything like that installed across your website, Google Search Console, you need it. Doesn't need to be Google Analytics, doesn't need to be Google Search Console, but you have to have something that records data, something that does that. Now these things are free, so you can utilize it. Is it spot on? No, there are sometimes glitches in it, but it'll give you valuable insight. You can convert and set up actual goals that will help you monitor your performance, monitor how people interact with your site. So you should have that going on. Now, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to pick the target keyword. So this is basically the SEO strategy for assisted living. Okay, so if you were to do assisted living SEO or senior SEO, senior living SEO, nursing home SEO, this is how you would approach it. Right now, we're planning it all out. So let's do that right now. Okay, so when we're looking to pick our target keywords for our assisted living SEO campaign, what we want to do is we want to, one, have a look at the keyword research. So this is where we can go in here. We can start to filter this by the volume, like how many actual searches there are, and see what's maybe best for us. Like what is a good keyword for us? Is there any cool, like Oak Senior Living, Regency Care, Regency Rehab, Regency Assisted Living? Is it better to target these types of keywords? So you can start with yourself, have a look in the keyword research. This is where you want to have a look. This is where you'll get your ideas for supporting content, for service pages, location pages, all of this you can start here. But then let's just say like, I can't find anything in here. What you would do is jump over to your gap. Okay, so this is where we'd start to look and go, okay, let's scroll across and let's search by, let's do it by volume. Yeah, let's do that. So let's do the volume. Let's have this ranking here. So let's scroll down and start to see, because if we're ranked, this is us. If we're ranking for anything that has great volume and anything that could be quite relevant for us, that's a good keyword to perhaps go after. So you can start to scroll through and you can start to look. You can see what your competitors are doing for assisted living for seniors. That might be a great article that you can write. Okay, it's like, yeah, that would be a great informative article that you could have. So you could go across, have a look. Okay, there's 1,300 search volume. So if we scroll back up, which is searches a month, so you could be like, okay, cool, that's a word I want to go after. So that's for blog content. But let's say maybe you want to add in the keyword independent living for seniors. Maybe you want to, maybe you don't. But this is how you can find keywords. This is how you can really go after the target keywords. When you first start your SEO campaign, the first at least quarter, this is all you should be doing. Looking at what your competitors are doing well, mirroring that and just trying to do a little bit more, okay? You don't want to just grab everything and be like, I need to get 10,000, or I need to get 11,000 backlinks to catch up to, I think it was Clearwater. Don't build 11,000 backlinks in 1 month or 2 months or even 3 months. Don't do that. You need to just slowly ease into it. And this is how you go about actually ensuring that you will achieve results that will last. Things take time in the SEO world, but once they stick nowadays, what I'm finding is once you get there, you keep maintaining that, you will stay there. Google is quick to drop things down, but remember that the faster it is to get to the top, the easier it is to knock you out of the top. It works both ways. So that's how you can start to figure some things out. Like there's some crazy, like senior lifestyle, senior living home. Perhaps you want to go after that keyword, okay? These are where you can get your ideas from. So just for argument's sake, so I can speed this video along, we'll grab assisted living for senior. So let's grab that. You can put that in your target keywords and you can grab the, I think it was 1,300 and volume, and we weren't even appearing for it. So this is a keyword that we can actually go after. We've figured it out. It's like, all right, this is something that we've looked at. This is something that we want to target because we want to create an article around it. So that is how you would start to target the keywords. So when you start looking to formulate the strategy, you would want to be like, okay, so month one, this is what I'm going to do. Well, my Google Business Profile, it needs work. I need to do the Core Web Vitals. I need to install some Schema. I need to create some more citations. And I need to create and then your keyword, okay? Now, obviously, you can put in, I need to create X amount of service pages. I need to create product pages, whatever you want, but you can start to plan it all out. So this is in month one, and depending upon your budget, like as an example, like this is a fair bit of work right here that needs to be done. So it is a fair bit of cash, but this is what it requires. This is how you would want to hit it. Month one, let's get the website right. Let's set the Google Business Profile up. Let's get everything done appropriately. Let's start creating those pages for the website. Let's do all the foundations, set that first, and then start to do everything else. So that's where like backlinks and everything else like that. Maybe do a PR. I'd probably do a press release. I like doing press releases now. I never used to, but I started to see that there are quite good things to utilize. So that's what you can do there. Okay. So you can plan out the content that you need. Basically already really covered that. Now, when it comes to installing your Google Search Console, planning out content, improving all of this stuff I have here, these are all YouTube videos. So you can go away. Now, my head is in the way, but all of these videos right here, you can go away and actually select those videos and it will show you how to do things. So like Page Optimizer Pro or content, you might be sitting there going, what on earth is that? Well, what that is essentially it's a tool that will help you optimize the content so it makes it more readable and it just serves the need of the search engine. Remember, it's an algorithm you're dealing with. You're not dealing with something that can read. So it's not going to sit there and be like, wow, my life has just been changed from this article. No, it's going to sit there and be like, okay, this facilitates all the equations. Bang, I'm rewarding you. That's how it works. So videos all here, guys. Okay, videos right here. If you need to do upload any schema, local schema, whatever it is, link to the schema, the custom schema tool that we have, link right there, completely free as well. Okay, so that's what you can do there. All right, so the next step is improving the website UX and website speed. Okay. All right, so improving the website speed, which is what we covered, obviously, that's really already been talked about, and improving the UX. So what do I mean by UX? So let's tick that one off and let's go and have a look at our website. So UX is user experience. Now this is quite a good website, okay? So you've got Contact Us. Not bad, not bad. Local businesses, I'll give you a tip. Local businesses, anything local, you should be looking to actually have a call button. You're more likely going to, honestly, you'll field more responses if you have that. It's good that they've got the little chat bot here. I like it. Like it's a nice it's a nice website. Everything looks good. It's easy to follow. But the main thing I would be doing is adding a call button. Like, you know, not to be harsh or anything, but when it comes to like older people and websites, if you just need to make it simple for them. There's nothing wrong with that. And you need to remember who your clients are. Like you'll be dealing with probably middle-aged people looking to put their mother or father into the home, or you'll be working with elderly that need to actually get into the home. So think about that. Like when it comes to this, is this too well designed that only a young person can figure their way around? You always need to remember your audience. So I would probably leave the Contact Us, but have a call button somewhere floating around so they can just call. Done. Like this phone directory up here, this is not a handy thing at all. This is not, I don't like it. I'd be removing this completely and I'd have just two buttons sitting here. Call sales, call reception, whatever it is that they have set up. Yeah, reception, general inquiries, and then call sales. Done. Two buttons that are sitting right here. One there, one there. That's how I would improve this website's UX immediately. And you will find if all things are like, I find that a local business, if you just do something as simple as that, calls can go up by 30%, if not more, just by doing that, not doing anything else. If traffic doesn't change, let's say they have 100 people a month or a couple of hundred people coming to their website a month, yeah, you'll notice a drastic increase in calls. Okay, so that's that covered there. So Page Optimizer Pro, all content, talked about all of that. Building the citations, updating all of the content, creating backlinks to match competitors. We've covered all of that, but that's pretty much how you would do assisted living SEO. So when you are doing assisted living SEO or nursing home SEO, senior living SEO, this is how you would need to do it. Focus on building out the keywords and then come up with a strategy where you're weakest. So what I've done is I've looked at the most important things, and month one, this is where I would like to focus. If this was my client, this is how I would go about this in month one. Month two, more content, more backlinks, especially the backlinks that are in the profile of my competitors. Now, in month one, if you have the budget, this is a lot of stuff that needs to be done here. So this is going to be, close to $2,000 at least worth of work. It's quite a bit of work. But what you could do is if they were happy to spend a couple of grand on it, then no worries. I would actually start to build the backlinks from my competitors. Month one, that's what I would start doing. Month one, trying to get me into the link graph. So when you're doing assisted living SEO, ensure that you match your competitors, ensure that you audit them in depth, ensure that you look at how well they're performing and what they're being rewarded for. And I promise you, if you follow how I've laid this out today, you will see results for your assisted living SEO. And if you would like to work with me for your assisted living, if you want to improve rankings for any of your assisted living, get in contact with me. You'll be able to reach out to me down below. I have literally the phone number in the video. Everything will be linked well down below. You can just click on that, get in contact with me. More than happy to help you out, book a consultation. We can have a quick chat, see if we're the right fit, and I look forward to getting you ranking. I hope you have a lovely day. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you around.